metastasis, which is ultimately responsible for the death of 90% of cancer patients. How do you link metastasis to disturbed energy metabolism? First, we need to look at the metastatic cascade. So the metastatic cascade is a stereotypical series of events that underlie the origin from any tissue: breast cancer, colon cancer, bladder cancer. All these different cancers to spread around the body go through the same cascade. First, there's a local invasion. So here are the green cells represented as the cancer cells. They become metabolically destabilized, enter their default state of proliferation, and eventually break through the basement membrane and enter into the local tissue. Intravasation. Now, some of these cells have the ability to enter into the blood vessels and then avoid the immune system and actually suppress the immune system. So survival and immunosuppressive effects. They also move through the bloodstream and extravasate, leave the bloodstream, and form tumors in distant organs. And that's ultimately what we call cancer spread or metastasis. So a question is, how can the accumulation of random somatic mutations cause a non-random metastatic cascade based on the epithelial-mesenchymal transition, which I haven't talked about?
Epithelial-mesenchymal transition, process by which epithelial cells lose their cell polarity and cell-to-cell adhesion. They gain migratory and invasive properties to become multipotent stromal cells that can differentiate into a variety of cell types.
But this is the basis for cancer metastasis based on the somatic mutation theory. It makes no sense. So the question is, how do we explain all of this based on the mitochondrial metabolic theory of cancer? So it is linked to the macrophage fusion hypothesis. Macrophages, these red cells, are actually guardians of our body. They're wound healing cells. They patrol our entire body. They enter and exit bloodstream. They work with the immune system. They are part of the immune system. So when we have an incipient, here's normal epithelial cells. Many cancers arise from epithelial cells. So they become destabilized by any one of the provocative agents. They have destabilized energy metabolism. They are entering their default state, but they are not capable of spreading around the body. Our immune cells come into this microenvironment, recognizing cancer as an unhealed wound, and they begin to throw out growth factors and cytokines, which is like putting gasoline on the fire. It stimulates these incipient cancer cells to grow even more disorganized and dysregulated. The immune cells will fuse to put out heal the wound. They'll either fuse together or fuse with the cancer, these incipient cancer cells, thereby diluting the cytoplasm with abnormal mitochondria. Now what you have is these rogue macrophages, former immune cells. They are already genetically programmed to spread throughout the body because this is what they do in their normal function. But now they are metabolically destabilized with a genetic architecture to spread around the body. And that's what they do. They intravasate and they suppress the immune system, and they are the tumor cells that will be the most deadly. And they are heavily dependent on glutamine and glucose for their survival. So recognizing that all cancer cells require glutamine and glucose, especially the metastatic cells.
Annotated and summarized. Easy to share with loved ones. The description below the title for this video has these summary points.